I wonder what it swayed then.
And then after it did that, I was just listening on Prairie radio station. They were interviewing the guy from DOT. So they said, once it moved that much, they worked with an engineering firm to see how much they could twist the bridge back.
Oh, yeah.
So they twisted it back. Got it within specs, and that's when they reopened it that first time. But then it keeps moving, so that engineering firm keeps figuring how much they can
Tweak it back.
without the steel snapping or cracking. And now they pick it to the point where they go, they call it for this.
With,
So that was kind of interesting.
so it must, Highlands must have been,
Something.
must have got too close to them when they were
Yeah, and I'm thinking they're probably 9 years deep.
deep.
So when they're pounding.
They went down there.
We can do everything.
We're just gonna look at this.
When it cost last night, we went over to DeSoto for the pizza.
He's alive.
Wedding until this weekend.
Oh, I thought it was his last weekend.
This direction back.
Anybody that would have a 500-person wedding, you know, they're suspect.
Yeah. Trying to get the ceremony all put together. I don't know why I agreed to that.
Are you officiating?
Yes,
Did you get your certificate from the Church of Love yet?
no,
I might do the same thing.
well, I could have brought that down.
Thank you. Richie had a great dance party.
7 of us.
So fun. I love it.
It was fun.
Yeah, they got rain all.
Yeah.
It showed on TV, it wasn't gonna be there.
25% on Saturday. I've been watching because it's outside.
Is it on your land?
No, it's actually in West Union at the event center. They have a place outside. For 500 people, I wouldn't have enough parking.
Right. I don't know if you wanted it, but I could email you his little video that he did for my niece.
Well, I'm thinking I got it all worked
Okay.
through.
It's fun. I'm glad you asked.
We'll see how much fun.
Oh, it'll be good.
Just about have all my projects done, so. Yeah.
you have a nice weekend, Alex?
Yeah,
It was a great parade. Anybody get a good head count?
no, not that I'm aware of.
It was one of the bigger pride parades I've seen.
Hmm.
In Decorah.
Last few people I spoke to about it, I think the general feeling was that it was a little smaller. than
Really?
usual. Yeah.
Oh, I really felt it was bigger, but what do I know? And I felt the attendance watching was bigger.
Well, I mean, it may be maybe a factor of people who usually watch attend or actually being in the parade.
Right. Who knows? I hate these matrix decisions because I want to vote no. The DNR matrix for CAPOs, where it's on the agenda under miscellaneous today. Total control has been removed from counties on that decision.
It's 5 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
Morning, Mark.
Buddy. Tough on tires. Conservation must be a little tough on tires. $1,500 That what we said.
A nice weekend.
Yeah.
Research after
The weather was something
Beautiful.
incredible.
We pressed about 50 gallons of cider yesterday. We're gonna do about that much more the next day. Mhm. It's a lot of apples.
Where'd you get the apples?
All over.
Oh.
Our backyard, Winston's, Farm and Rice, Gail's mom's. A ton of places. We've been collecting them for a couple weeks. It was nice to have the breeze to keep the bees down.
That's for that.
Out at Ruby and Lindsay's. Yeah, it's a good sized press.
I think it's selling.
Pardon?
Are they selling them?
Oh, yeah, that's it. I'm not sure, probably not till the spring. or summer.
How can that be so small?
Like cremations. I saw that too. I know. It's all tragic.
Set on the pickup.
I think it is something. Or kids programming or something. Morning. Morning.
Good morning.
All over the place.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah, the wings are such a big.
Oh,
So is that for?
60. And then the cremations. So, cremations.
75, yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
these,
No. So, yeah. Inconsistency. What about it?
Andy won't be here, so drop that one off.
what that?
Andy Vandermeer. Good morning.
Morning, Beth.
It's, the end though? Or-
I have no idea. He just said he wasn't gonna be able to make the meeting. So I passing that along.
It's 9:30. All those that so wish, please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All meetings in order, with everyone present. As a reminder, the meeting is being recorded. If you choose not to be recorded, you have the option of leaving. First item on the agenda this morning, Mike Kueny, our county engineer, with road project updates. Morning, Mike.
Good morning. Everyone had a good weekend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just get right into it. Build grant. There's nothing new this week. Railroad Flat Car Bridge study. As far as I know, everything went well on that. We're waiting results before entering the data into the SIMS database. Bridge inspectors were here to do the culvert and short span bridges as part of a once every 5-year culvert and bridge inspection program this past week. They will be back again next month to pick up some of the biannual bridge inspection requirements. Subdivision data is nothing new this week. This week I had 2 meetings. So it was a short week for me in a way. I attended the New Taylor County Engineers DOT orientation in Bedford, Iowa on Wednesday. And then I attended the 6th County meeting in Elkader on Thursday. Yeah, the Brunings Quarry Hill, there's nothing new to report on that this week. Nessie Valley construction is finished. We're still waiting for the seeding to create necessary cover. culvert work on A14. All four of the four culverts have been installed. County constructed some concrete patches over 3 of the pipe and are backfilling the last of the 4th pipe. We're gonna start out by asphalt patching that 4th pipe. Their patcher is on A14 this week. It should be moving. Bridge 208E backfill operations will be again this week.
How long after that, Phil?
I would say after backfill, they're gonna where the approaches in the top deck, if you will, 2-3 weeks. So Route 126, we still need to acquire the right of way. Franklin Road is we'll be working on that later this week. I have to get the annual report in late the week before last. I got notified of one change I need to make. And then Vogel submitted the lowest of the striping quotes. I talked about this last week. We'll be coordinating with them later this week to see if it should be coming next week or the week after. That's the engineer's report. There was discussion about the stop sign on 288th and 300. Where is that? That's
Just a short mile north off the pole line.
yeah, the line is, and it's on the west side of the county there. I didn't know if you had any other input on that.
I would say just make it a 4-way stop and don't spend any money on cutting down that, because the people I've talked to don't really want their driveways steepened and stuff.
It's just that farm driveway that we're talking about there.
There was a couple people called me on that.
Yeah.
But they said that if we just make it a 4-way stop and see how it goes from there, I guess, or so that way we ain't spending the minimal amount of money we spend to.
Yeah, I did the 4-way stop. The issue, and just from a engineer's perspective, it's the MUTCD wants a stopping site distance for these gravel roads of about 490 feet, and we're not quite there yet with that site distance. And so if you had that site distance, you can see that the intersection, and the current orientation is you have a northbound and a southbound stop line, so you can actually see up the road to the west there, and that's the dangerous part. So we have stop signs already outside of typical intersections. So I just wanted to kind of talk that out with you. If as you.
So it's a 2-way stop now.
It's a 2-way stop.
One road stops and the other one doesn't.
Correct.
Okay.
And the people are asking that it's
Be a
Be a
4-way stop.
4-way stop.
So,
What's the distance you have right now, where you said you're not quite there for the distance?
yeah, I think, and I didn't go and do the stop site distance. I think we're about 20 feet short, if I remember. So we're real close. And when I went out there last year, because we were looking at, I was trying to get funding to, like a safety grant funding, not knowing how that safety grant funding worked necessarily. When I looked at it last year, you can see why people are nervous about that intersection. It is a straight road. It's coming off of a busy road.
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted to, I'm just trying to stay in my lane, do what's by the book here, and provide the recommendations based off of standard practice here.
Well, with the time frame right now, we're getting at this point in the year, and availability to do it quickly by just putting the stop ahead signs and the stop signs in, see how it works over the winter.
We can't just install it. It's a board resolution to install a stop sign.
Yeah.
I get that.
No, that's.
And then in this case, because the stop ahead be within the site I'll revisit that, but, you might put that on the agenda for next week, kind of a thing. We just wanted to bring that up just to, because
Your recommendation is not to do anything,
my
But
recommendation is to knock that hill down.
yeah, but not add a sign, but if they make the resolution to add it, obviously you'll
Okay.
add it.
Then I'll add it, yes, and then,
What would the cost of knocking the hill down be?
we're looking at about a week's worth of work. That's 2 or 3 guys. So I mean, I don't have that number off the top of my head, but that's what it's
Many thousands.
Is there a history of accidents at that
there's
intersection?
there's zero history on that.
Concerned school bus traffic, that's, I mean,
And it's
That's why it's come up.
it's, yeah, school
that's
bus,
why it's come up, yeah.
guys turning, gotta turn wide with a semi, cause to make the corner.
And
I mean, safety is number
The-
one.
and
I mean, I don't matter if
excess, there's also excess truck traffic.
Yeah.
On that one.
I
It's
mean, I
not a
don't care.
residential area.
School bus or with somebody in a car, it's all the same. The person's life is at stake. It's all the same. I mean,
I'll take a visit out there individually, take a look at the intersection, so we got
Yeah.
visual in your head.
I think the most stark way to look at it is if you're coming from the southbound side and you look west. That's when you'll see 288th and 310th.
it'd be the next crossroad to the north past the, where you, on that real sharp turn where it goes to down to Bluffton there, down to the campgrounds. Yeah.
Okay.
280, it would be 288th Avenue and 310th Street. Yeah. So. Other than that, that is a report. Like I said, it was 3 full days and that was, we were in the process of winding things down, so it's a light on the report.
So is B32 center line striping only over that?
Center line striping only for this year. It will get striped. We will stripe those fog lines as part of next year's contract, striping contract. But I don't want to put paint that's not gonna sit on there well right now. So I'm just trying to keep it as safe as I can for that center line.
Driving it, I don't see that there's much of a dust problem today.
I plan on doing that shortly after this meeting.
In
So
the stretch between Festine and Fort, as you go down in that lower section, there's a little bit around the corners because there's a lot of trees and banking, so it hasn't blown off as much, but nevertheless, it's in.
it's in good condition. That's good to hear. Anything else?
Interesting conversations at the 6 county meeting, thought.
Yeah, I think Almaquee County is looking for people and, I think, and as is how, I know Howard County is looking for some blade operators as well, so it's.
I didn't know, by getting the number of applicants we had.
We were very fortunate. We don't have the same problems as them and we pay a little bit better than them, so I think, but
You're gonna have to, I mean, if you wanna get somebody anymore.
that's the concern, I think.
The private sector out there, I mean, they're just, they can charge whatever they want, cause they just hand it on. Well, we can't hand it on.
No, we have somebody regulating that.
Yeah. Yeah, so then somebody, you have to.
I know they have, Fayette County hasn't even replaced the last person. I'm not gonna say stole from whom, but they decided to join Winneshiek County and we,
I get reminded of that every time.
But I mean, that's,
I'm gonna be reminded of that again in December, most likely as well.
but if people, if we want our roads taken care of stuff, we have, I mean, we gotta do what we gotta do to get. Yeah, it's
and if
You
you
got
have a huge turnaround.
$500,000 equipment you're running, you gotta have somebody that's
You can operate.
literally.
We had a couple misfortunes there. With the blades, have we not? Transmission and.
Oh, yeah, we had a transmission, but, it's gonna, got a
Checkers and
60,000.
another one.
I haven't been informed of that one, but yeah, I think it's. There's,
This new stuff though is just not.
Well, the one with the transmission, I think has 15,000 hours.
that's,
So that's not a big
Pretty-
deal, and then the
No.
objective was going in Ocean.
Yeah, the question is, what do we do with that one if we put, and that was 60,000 several years ago.
With an engine.
Right,
How old's the engine?
was that more than 2 years?
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 years ago, so
Yeah, now, what is transmission?
60 grand.
that's what we're anticipating, a minimum number to be, so. We'll see.
So didn't we hear out there in
See what-
Decatur that they are, that excavation boost,
Moina?
isn't he doing a lot of rebuild on stuff on his equipment?
He does they build a tractor.
Oh, they do with tractors, they don't have to stop and do.
Well, I don't think buy the,
I'm not sure how that would apply though.
I don't think they do. They might do their own, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't think
they
they're
do.
not a shop to go outside, but I mean, just the trend of what they're doing is trying to refurbish their equipment rather than just automatic replace.
Yeah, I mean, the cost of equipment's going up faster than
We
the
got
rest,
by-
than the pipes.
It's 1/10 the price of it.
Yes.
We got by pretty good at that we redid for landfill. That wasn't as bad as they treated us. Pretty good on that one.
I think regardless, we're gonna be looking at a new maintainer here for as soon as I can determine that the funds are available for a new maintainer, so. It's priority number one in terms of,
Basically, you
Truck
figure
and
you need
legs.
one a year just to stay on top of.
that's,
Yeah.
yep. That's exactly
You
right.
need a truck and a maintainer, you just stay on top of the wood pile.
But I will have to say, if no one has been to that Earth Moving Legacy Center
Mhm.
in El Gator, they really need to take time, go there, take the tour. There is a lot of stuff. It's a beautiful complex there.
I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I was pretty wowed myself.
Yeah, so I
So
walked in and I'm like, oh,
it's very nice.
So it must have been like, what, 34, they changed colors from
32.
32 to gray to yellow or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't go on that tour afterwards, but
We got the whole tour because we took the wrong turn. We got the whole tour just walking through everything to get out.
All right, anybody have anything else for Mike?
So then put that on the agenda for next week.
for next week, yes, so.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Consent agenda?
We've got minutes and claims.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Is there any further discussion? If none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Committee reports?
Health board Wednesday. Nothing new there really. We had no report on. Nothing been going on there. We had one meeting with 3 people and that's all that was done. Yeah,
But did they have a quorum this time?
we did for the meeting. Yeah.
The,
Then just a little FYI, everybody's worried about the nitrates. Farmers are doing bad stuff. We had 0 nitrates this month in water tests, and we've had 6% for the year of the water samples have a nitrate. And a lot of them are old wells that people are probably anticipating replacing anyway, so. There's zero. So just to bring that to the attention of the public. That's all we hear is the nitrates. No.
So is that advisory board all been put together?
Yeah, they haven't. There were only 3 of them have been met once,
They have 5 now?
5 of them. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know when they're gonna meet quarterly, when the next one is. I thought when this all started, they said they'd have some kind of an answer by October, November. But we haven't started yet. That's the whole problem with it. drag their feet on it. Getting them done.
The Historic Commission met on Saturday. They're beginning to work on a three to 5 year plan of things that they want to tackle on as things come along. Right now, they're in the middle of a barn survey that's in progress, and they'll be publishing on the older barns. I think they've identified 110 or so barns, or where there used to be, significant barns, trying to put and coordinate all of that. It's a nice work they're doing. And they're also beginning to put some kind of a small award out. They gave an award down at the meeting in the German Museum in Alcater when we did with the Ho-Chunk Indians. They gave an award to an 8th grader who had done a project as, for a youth history award from the commission. And I think they're going to continue that as an ongoing annual thing, which I think is really good to get the young people involved in the history of our area. There is some appointments coming up there, and I'm not sure if all the people are going to continue. At least part of them are, and I don't have. Steve Johnson will praise us more on that, because there's some 3 commissioners their terms are running out. Some of them have they're both involved with the Historic Commission as appointees, and they're also involved in the Historic Society. And the Historic Society has a lot of stuff going. So whether or not they will continue. And I think it might be also time for some new young blood. There was a couple of applicants, one of them is 24-year-old. And so all of those, I think that would be nice to see. We need to get the next generation involved in maintaining the history of our area. I think that was very positive. I would make one comment on we need to probably circulate within the next 6 county meeting. When the outside presenters that came in and spent our entire time for the supervisors is probably not, I think that's absolutely the wrong way to go.
Yeah.
I would suggest that maybe 10 minutes be allotted for one speaker, or divided among multiple speakers. I don't think
15 would be adequate.
because we had no time to do any of our discussion. And we had some very good discussion as a whole group before.
Yeah.
That was very valuable, but we didn't get to continue that. So that I find is tragic out of our meeting.
Yeah.
Those presentations we've all received all counties have basically heard at their meetings.
Right, they do good work, but some people do, but I mean, we get it here. We heard it.
Our need is to be able to have that discussion that we didn't get.
It's hard to get everyone to agree on something. But I think everyone in the 6 county meeting agrees that House File 718 is not a good thing for us.
We had a tree planting on Friday here, 16 trees, the DNR Trees for Kids grant that John Kraus through Conservation applied for. So the trees are in place. John and I will water them until it frost anyway. A couple times a week, and it was great because it worked out well, because the 5th grade students, or 5 classes, came up and got a tutorial on how to plant a tree and prepare the tree for planting, and then how to maintain it afterwards. And so 5 rounds of 20 some kids in a class. It was an interesting day on a Friday.
I'm a little bit concerned about the trees they planted on this side over here. That, we have a long-term plan of expanding this parking lot and widening it to this side over here. And if we do that, that's going to put that, right almost on top of those trees. It would be, before they get rooted, it would be good to move them out and a little bit further, because we have such a congestion of trying to get people backed out and turned around in this parking lot that.
Something.
We talked about 2 feet that way, and then taking the sidewalk out and moving it over on the other
Well,
side too.
but that's, we gain much less out of the sidewalk side than taking all of that out. This side right here is the low hanging fruit per se, where we can kick that whole line of traffic out all the way down from end to end. But the main thing is getting that width, so we can be able to get people out and about. You see
That will
people
involve a
hesitant.
retaining wall.
Well, it'll be an extended curve, but it's still enough out there to where it'll be missing. But with where they are though, it looks like they've centered them in between the
Where
two.
other trees are right now.
I know, well, the other trees will have to come out later anyway, so, but we do need to, I think they need to be moved down a hill a little bit further.
I'll have to look at that.
Yeah, take a look at it, but we need this, the parking lot is a long-term project that we need to get done. The courthouse is the state came in last Thursday, pulled out the electronics, and the courthouse is being painted. The chairs have been pulled out and that stuff occurs on the courtroom of the courthouse. Sorry, Ben, you don't get new carpet. All that is transpiring this week because they've got trials coming up again and all of that. But this is the 1 week that we had everything shut down to get that completed.
So on the trees, that was a win-win. County
No
got the
cost.
trees at no cost and the
Then, we
fifth
had-
graders were all taught how to plant a tree.
you know, it's interesting. I'd say 20% of the class, of the kids really took it seriously. I mean, they were owning up to what they were doing and monitoring that we're doing it correctly when they were planting themselves. And then Drew Stevenson also came and helped with the instruction and planting of them, which is nice. So thanks to Drew.
Next up on the agenda, we have a couple miscellaneous items, first of which is the timber management agreement.
Barb sent me this. She had worked with Andy to write it. This has to do with that county property out by the shop in Freeport and them managing it as part of that grant process that she talked to you a month and a half ago or so, yeah. And so this is the timber management agreement they go along with. She wasn't able to be here today, but she was hoping that what she had presented earlier was enough information that you would go ahead and act on this.
I've got a couple of questions on that, which I see a $37,000 expense tied to that. Where do those funds come from?
I'm assuming those are grant expenses.
Mhm.
I mean, the way she presented it when she was here before, I can't say for sure because I'm not. But when she presented it before, is that the grant was going to pay for all of the work up front. And so unless there was extended needs years afterwards, that there wouldn't be a lot of additional expenses.
We were looking at doing a timber sale.
Yeah, and we don't have any timber sale. What are our timber sale plans? Because obviously the report talks about a lot of 18 plus and 18 minus and different species, including some walnut. So we've got timber that needs to be harvested out there.
I think that was, my impression was that she anticipated that once they get the grant and actually have a plan, the timber management plan would then recommend which ones were ready to harvest and which ones should be,
That's
how you should cultivate the ground to encourage other ones in the future or something. But they needed that plan in place so that then they would know which ones were up for harvest. Is that the way?
Well, it
you
says
understand?
the following section contains descriptions and management recommendations for each stand as outlined on the map. Soils, history. Advanced regeneration established with a strong oak history presence. Management recommendations, the stand should be managed on an even age system. The timber is mature at this point and should be treated with a shelter wood harvest. So yes, there must be some injunctions.
Yeah, there has to, because it's, when I looked at it, I see the same thing, but I see no definition of how it's gonna be done or where the funds are defining for sure that, we're not trying to figure out where Ben is gonna pull 37,000 out of our budget.
No.
Yeah.
It's not coming out of
Okay.
there. If there was any cost associated with it, it'd have to come out of conservation.
I move to approve the timber management
And
agreement.
the other thing you mentioned earlier is if they do harvest some trees, then you would have money
For the maintaining.
for the maintaining the
That's right.
timber and as the years go by. you shouldn't actually, if you wouldn't have to harvest very many to get enough to maintain the long-term.
Whatever's there to harvest, we better off harvesting, otherwise it's good waste. Takes it away from the new growth.
Have a motion,
Second,
and we have a second. To approve the timber management agreement. Is there any further discussion? None. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Is there a signature?
Yeah, I think it's on the back of one of those.
If they don't get the grant, we're signing an agreement. Well, how does that affect us?
The grant already awarded or is it guaranteed?
It's here to see if we get the grant or is the. My take is it's all grant related.
It
We
is.
don't,
Yeah.
we don't get the grant, we.
There's nothing,
Not
we're signing a contract that doesn't have any of that verbiage in it.
In it, yeah,
So we may be responsible for that contract period.
$100,000 for timber management. That's what, yeah.
Next up, action on Wemark dairy matrix application.
So this is one, you had the paperwork 2 weeks ago or so, big stack, the application, had a chance to look at it. Doug
CSB.
had it available for the public to make comments. Last I heard, he hadn't had any comments from the public, but if he gets any before he sends it to the DNR, he will send those comments along. And that's the paperwork he prepared.
Anyone want to take action?
I move to approve, well, yeah, move to approve the Wemark dairy matrix application. Yeah, no say about it. Approve it, it's, yeah.
Motion, is there a second?
So I'll move to accept.
Have a motion and a second to approve the action for the Wemark dairy matrix application. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign.
I'm just gonna abstain.
Okay. Motion passes. Does anyone have anything else this morning?
I have, I don't know how this works will work with the current remodeling up there, but the Luther College, I forwarded it to you two being the two in town. But Luther College mock trial team wants to practice in our courtroom.
I'll have it on this week.
Okay, that's what I'll have to tell them because they were hoping to use it this Wednesday, so I'll have,
They'll be right in the middle of carpet.
okay. I'll tell them that this week,
Now,
yeah, but maybe next week.
yeah, the state will be back, but I'm not sure what day the state, that shouldn't affect.
Okay, and so then I'm hoping that someone who lives in town can come and let them in and then lock up when they leave because then I don't-
it at night.
they do it 6 to 9 at night.
Mm.
So I copied you on the first reply, but I'll have to get back to them and tell them that this week doesn't work. Because this Wednesday will not work. And then maybe next Thursday, we can get one of you two to do the.
let's talk about a meeting on Monday.
Is there anything else?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
A motion and a second for adjournment. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Hi. Let's get close to a record.
Those opposed?
Oh, it was I.
Okay, it is unanimous.
The Hacker Nelson is on site this week, so we'll be busy. We're working with them and the other departments to get all the information they need in person. And also we start absentee voting on Wednesday.
So don't go barging into the office between the auditors and the treasurers.
Yeah, that's right. They're in there. Yeah.
Like I did this morning.
This is solid waste tonight.
Yeah,
Solid waste.
That's where the mailboxes are.
I had to get the mail.
Yeah. And they understand that. It was no big deal.
Bring donuts next.
John. Stevenson.
History, so.
Okay.
And they're not the cheapest, Stevens is not the cheapest.
He's not here today, so I don't know what, I didn't get any information why he wasn't gonna be here.
No, that's,
Yeah.
we have, that's all right.
You guys started articles.
That's the picture. No.
Yeah.
It's all the way back, almost up on the grass, just to avoid being out in the middle of the drive.
So we can't.
So I'm just wondering, if they read it and then they publish it or?
Boy, that's a whole different company. They, in order to republish the story exactly as it was printed here,
Let's put them in
that.
that.
so.
The reason it's on this clock.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know.
Anybody in the and the gossip mill is that you see.
So it's over, right.
So
True.
my suggestion is, let's keep that in the back of our mind.
Yes.
What do you think, Mr. Follett?
So, doing the break room and all that stuff down there. As far as I'm concerned, nobody uses it.
In that back section. But we're getting back to it. We'd almost make that into a
But I
conference.
make that in the conference room.
Remove the front
And
end,
then the
but
conference
let's do the
room.
front. Up front. Yeah, I thought about that too, but I mean,
Because the food pantry does not use the break room. Spectrum has their own area. DHS,
I don't know what they do.
we could carve out a chunk of that for a conference room. There's a kitchen and a break room, so.
Yeah, because there's a separate kitchen right there off that hallway by
Yeah.
the food pantry besides, that they use to prepare food for the people that are there.
So I got the light.
I think we should take that to conference room.
Do you got something you wanna ask me?
This is too much.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden.
Okay.
Thanks, you guys.
See ya.
Fatima, it's just me in the room as the supervisor now. Thank you. Bye, Zach. Thanks so much.
Oh, you.